Jyoti from CSSC holding roll number 5G2. Now I am going to explain the topic about relational calculus in DBMS. What is relational calculus? Relational calculus is a non-procedural query language. In the non-procedural query language, the user is concerned with the details of how to obtain the end results. The relational calculus tells us what to do but never explains that how to do. The relation calculus are of two types, tuple and domain relation calculus. Firstly, we are going to talk about tuple relation calculus. Tuple relation calculus in DBMS uses a tuple variable that is indicated with T that goes to each row of the table and checks if the predicate is true or false for the given row. Depending on the given predicate condition, it returns the row or part of the row. The tuple relation calculus expression syntax is given below, and here is it, where T is the tuple variable that runs over every row and P of T is the predicate logic expression or condition. Let's take an example of a customer database and try to see how the tuple relational calculus expressions work. Here is the table consists of customer IDs of 4 members and their names and their zip code. Here is the question which raises, write a tuple relational query to get all the data of the customers whose zip code is 12345. As we have seen in the before table, the 12345 zip code consists of 2 members. Their names are Rohit and Amit. And here is the TRC query for it. Workflow of query. It tells us that how the query goes through the table and checks the each row. The tuple variable T will go through every tuple of the customer table. Each row will check whether the customer zip code is 12345 or not, and only return those rows that satisfies the predicate expression condition. The TRC expression above can be read as return all the tuple which belongs to the customer table and whose zip code is equals to 12345. And here is the result of TRC expression which is written at the above. Next coming domain relational calculus. Domain relational calculus uses domain variables to get the column values required from the database based on the predicate expression or condition. Here is the expression syntax. It consists of group of domain of variables that we are going to check, where x1, x2, x3 and so on are domain variables used to get the column values required, and p of x1 x1 x2 and so on are the predicate expressions or conditions. Here is another example which reminds us about domain relational calculus. Write a DRC query to get the data of all customers with zip code 12345. As the above we discussed in the TRC query, the same question is asked in TRC query, but it shows just only the single row. But here we are going to discuss on the columns, each column that it consists of the zip code 12345. Here is the domain of values x1, x2, x3. And x3 consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. x1, x2 are not considered here. Workflow of query. In the above query, x1, x2, x3 refers to the attributes or columns which we need in the result, and the predicate condition is that the first two domain variables x1 and x2 should be represented while matching the condition for each row, and the third domain x3 should be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the result is as the same in the TRC query table. Rohit and Amit having the zip code same, that is 12345. Here the conclusion is relational calculus in DBMS tells us what we want from the database and not how to get that. Relational calculus is a declarative language. TRC uses tuple variable and checks every row with the predicate expression condition. DRC uses domain variable and returns the required attribute or column based on the condition. For any requirement, both TRC and DRC can be returned. TRC and DRC queries can give more than one tuple or attribute in the result. Thank you.